There's a game that is said to be even worse than Big Rigs. It is also a driving game, and it's called Desert Bus. It was so unspeakably dreadful that it was canceled before it was ever released. It was one of 6 games included in Penn & Teller's Smoke and Mirrors for the Sega CD. That's right, Penn & Teller were behind this. And if you haven't heard of them, well, how do I sum it up? Basically, they're 2 of the greatest entertainers of our time. They mix magic and comedy, they perform it live, they defy physics, they're funny as hell, they attack bullshit, and they've been doing it for nearly 40 years. So their first attempt at a video game in 1995 was a very interesting one, and something that only they could have made.
See? You gotta be careful, those TurboGrafx.
Smoke and Mirrors is like the anti-video game. It's made up of 6 mini-games that exist for no other reason than to play jokes on your friends. Explaining them all in detail would be a disservice for anyone wanting to try them out for themselves. Of course, the game was never released, but prior to its cancellation, it appeared in Sega Visions magazine and even made the front cover. The true reason it was canceled was because the company, Absolute, went out of business. But like anything, the game found its way onto the internet and has been circulated, people have played it, and it's become sort of a cult hit. It's one of the strangest collections of games you might ever play. There's a traditional side-scroller where you actually play as Penn & Teller themselves. It's insanely frustrating to figure out what you're supposed to do, but it's hilarious just for the idea that they made their in-game characters so useless. There's a part where an enemy magician is throwing straitjackets at you, and you have to bounce them back using an umbrella. Trying to hit this guy is just as much of a trick as anything Penn & Teller have pulled off themselves. The straitjackets always bounce in the wrong direction. Oh, come on, that didn't count. Overall, the whole game is worth it just for the abundance of Penn & Teller clips. Watching these guys, you can't go wrong.
Death move, death move, death move, death move, death move, death move. Kill him! Kill him! Kill him!
But then there's Desert Bus. How bad could it be? Let's find out. From Tucson, Arizona to Las Vegas, Nevada. Are we going to Las Vegas to see a Penn & Teller show? I hope. Okay, I'm driving the bus. Come on, bus. Come on, bus. Come on. Okay, slowly but surely. Here we go. This is the game. You drive, and drive. There is nothing out there except road and sand. Occasionally there's a rock or a sign, but that's it. There's no passengers to interact with, no music on the radio, nothing to keep you occupied. The road never turns, there's no other vehicles, there is absolutely nothing. You can open the door with the B button. Basically, it makes a sound effect. That's a little something you can do to entertain yourself. The bus can't go any faster than 45 miles per hour. I don't know why. Maybe Dennis Hopper has a bomb on it or something. So there's no hope of speeding up this test of human attention span. So how long is this trip? It's 360 miles to Las Vegas. At 45 miles per hour, that would mean 8 hours. This is a fucking 8-hour game! Whoever needs to take a road trip when you can simulate the whole experience in real time on your Sega CD? What were they thinking? Well, this time we have an answer. Penn & Teller make it clear right before the game starts that the whole joke was to make a game that's just like real life.
There are simulators. Games stupefyingly like reality.
I've read in various interviews with Penn that this was in response to all the controversies at the time about all the hyper-violent video games. So, instead of something imaginary and fun, here's the real-life